Alright, hi class. I just wanted to do a quick video on how to use LaTeX um, and what it is and how I help you with your project. Now the whole reason why I'm doing all this is to standardize all of your projects to look the same way basically. In the past, I've had students that will use the Word, the doc template, and it doesn't come out as nice. There's always images that are misplaced. There's whole chunks of paper that are or of the actual paper that are missing. It's just a mess. I think also it's good for a lot of you that are maybe not all of you are going into academia, but it's a good introduction to producing high quality like scientific and engineering research papers. So I think it's just good in general, and it's not that hard, especially when I give you the template and I just tell you all you got to do is just basically write your text in this program, or you can just write it in like Word and then copy and paste it into this program. So let's get to it. The first thing I'm showing you here is the image of the website. So if you go to www.latex-project.org, you'll come to the homepage of the LaTeX project. This is actually a really good resource if you want to learn more about it, like introduction about what LaTeX is, why they made it. I think the main reason why they made it was to create a typesetting kind of system where all you had to do was worry about just inputting text and being able to produce like high quality equations. That's the purpose of it, and you can just at a high level in terms of like the actual coding, you would just be able to put like the formatting like you want, certain headings to have certain font, all that kind of stuff. I mean, on the surface it seems more complicated than Word, where you can just set all that stuff, but it's actually pretty difficult if you want to really customize Word to have the type of layout that you want. Maybe for what we do it's not so bad, but if you really want to make like the margins a certain size, the headings to be a standard kind of format, then this is actually the way to go. It also produces pretty high quality stuff. So like, let me just give you an example of that. So like this IEEE how-to kind of shows you, it gives you an idea. I mean, you're able to create a PDF that is pretty good quality. I don't know if you've tried this. Like, if you get a Word document and convert it to PDF, you can set the quality, but it's never this good in terms of how it looks. You can set like the font sizes for the abstract and for different sections, and all you have to do is, once you have this template, is just basically write all this stuff out, and it makes it very easy. Like, here's an example of some equations that are set here. I don't think this has an example of that, but it's pretty easy to set equations, and here it is. High quality equations. They're not as nice in Word if you're just doing their equation program. So without further ado, I want to just kind of quickly go through this. It's not that difficult. So a couple things. So go on this website and click on the Get button, and it'll basically point you to where you need to go to basically use LaTeX. So you need a software. So if you have a Mac, you click on this link, and it'll take you to the Mac text, and this is basically the software that allows you to type in LaTeX code and to basically open up the file that I'm about to go over in a second here. This is for Mac. If you're using Linux, you can use one of these here. I use MikTeX. That's for Windows. Let me open it. You can use ProTech and TechLive, but I haven't used those, so I don't know what goes into these. But obviously, it's a software to basically write tech. And so again, I use MikTeX here. So I mean, if you want to, use my resources, I would just use this one here. Download the software into your computer, and what that will allow you to do is now basically write in LaTeX. So let's go over it. So I actually already have one open. This is Text Studio, which is part of MikTeX. I know all the words are getting a little confusing, but Text Studio is part of MikTeX. And so you're able to make a new file and all that stuff. I'm not going to get into that because this is basically, you have to get into, like, if you have a specific format you want to format into and all that stuff. It's quite a bit of work. What we're going to look at is utilizing these .tex files, .tex files. These are all templates. So let me actually organize by type. This bear underscore add tech and bear conference tech, all that. These are all templates from IEEE, and they already have the formatting issues already worked out. So for instance, the one I posted on Canvas is, I think, bear underscore conference dot tech. I'm going to open that, and it's going to open within the Text Studio window here. You see all of the commenting here. You don't have to worry about any of that. Even some of the syntax here, this is just calling certain packages, like the math package, to be able to put equations, be able to put a certain alignment. All this stuff is already built in. When you open up the bear underscore conf dot tech, that's already included. Where you start to see where you have to put in some stuff. Now, this is gonna scare some of you, but don't worry. Once you can begin a document by basically doing / begin, and then you have document, and then all you're gonna want to do is, within the title, you can change the title name. So, like, for instance, right now it says bear demo of IEEE tran.cls. What Text Studio allows you to do, if you press, if you press the compile button, it's going to compile this document. If you press the build and view, you can actually view what the PDF will look like. So on the right side, you see that this pops up. You begin the document, it's a PDF, and the title, which was designated here, bear demo of IEEE.cls, that just shows you here. That's what you have there. And again, you don't have to designate the font size or anything. All you do is type in, and these two lines are just to indicate for a new line. So there's a little bit of coding in here that's involved, which can get a little bit annoying, but you don't have to worry about formatting issues here. All you do is copy and paste. So let me just say, like, okay, well, I'm gonna title this CSUN's ECE 501 LaTeX demo, and then for students. Alright, so you can see that once you press the build and view, it's changed the actual text. So this is now titled CSUN's ECE 501 LaTeX demo for students. You can see here, like, you can start naming author. Now again, this is a syntax that you don't have to learn, but what you're gonna basically change is within these brackets here. So, like, if I'm the first author, I'll put John Valdovinos, like that. And then you can click it, and see, there you go. Voila, it changes it. If you have more than 4 students in a group, you can then just copy and paste it, right? You would basically copy and paste. Let me just do it now for you, actually. So the email and author part here, and then import it here, like, just copy and paste it, and then you're gonna include the / and when you do that, you're gonna include another block here of 4. So if I do that, let me see. So again, like, this might give you some errors. Okay. Triple the author. copy and paste. Let's do that again. Okay. So we're gonna do this one. Sorry. Collect this one. And then go this way. And then and. Okay. There you go. Alright, sorry. It took me a while, so even I have to sometimes learn how to do this. So all I did was copy and paste the IEEE block and block A, and then you include the /end to include that. So that's how you can add more onto this block here. All right. If you go down to the abstract portion, begin abstract. So abstract goes here. So hello, this is an abstract. Yay. It starts to include the abstract there. Again, in the formatting that's already designated by the IEEE formatting. Okay. And you can then you have sections for like introduction, and again you can start including text here, and if you have subsections, all you got to do is just include text here, and everything else works out for itself. I mean, so there isn't anything much to this. It's just adding text once you're ready, and then obviously changing some of the contact information here, and that's basically it. So do that. There you go. Obviously, no one should have more than 4 students, but I mean, this is how you would start this. Now, you can go back down to the bibliography, and again, you just write your conclusions here, acknowledgments, and then include your bibliography here. This syntax here, again, it has to do with basically like the env means you're italicizing it like this. So you just look up some of the syntax here. Again, there's going to be some growing pains with using this program, because you're going to have to integrate some syntax within the actual text. So like if I'm writing a paragraph and I want to have a new line, like for instance, let me go back to the abstract. Let's say I want to finish that line there. I would just then double it up and say next line. And so what you'll see there is you'll see a next line. So I mean, that kind of stuff comes with the programming. So again, what I would say is utilize the LaTeX project website to go over all that stuff. I personally use a lot of the publications. So like, I have a book in my office actually, which I printed. You can download the PDF version of it that has all of the syntax that you can use. It's very useful, and it makes very nice PDFs. Let me show you what it looks like after playing with it all. Like once you run it, it'll basically create the actual PDF, and there it is. So see how I changed it up there? Again, it's really good. Alright, that's it for now. If there's any updates to this, I will update it and add more video, but at the end of the day, I think it's just best to try it and see if you can't start writing something in LaTeX. Alright, and this is probably not a very good video in terms of helping you out, but at least it gives you the resources, the software that I use, and it gives you an idea of what the actual window looks like when you're editing stuff. Again, the take-home message here is download the template that I posted on Canvas and play with it and get used to typing in and updating the different lines of code and paragraphs you have in there, and that's how you get started with all this. Alright, if it's helpful to you, you can like write the introduction in a Word document to check for like grammatical errors or spelling errors, and then once you're fine with it, you can then copy and paste it within, like here for instance, right? Again, bearing in mind that you might have to include some of the extra syntax, but that's a good way to, if you're really adamant about using Word and you don't really want to interface with this too much, that's a good way to do it as well. All right, with that, I'm gonna end it. And again, I know it wasn't that useful, but at the very least, it introduces you to what I kind of want you to do for your paper. So again, remember that is due on the 15th of October. So that is in a couple of weeks coming here. So start working on your project. I will get back to you tomorrow regarding your topics. I think everyone's okay except for I think there are 2 groups that have picked the same topic. So I will email you accordingly. All right, thank you, and have a good night.